The following video was pre-recorded on twitch.tv/codedman9000. More information on the stream times at the end of the video. Previously on Stone to Space.
For the start of Chapter 3, we went to Kerbal Space Program to learn how to make rockets so that we could explore the stars for a new home. We began playing on career mode while not knowing anything about what we were doing. After doing some research off-stream, we then moved to the science mode with newfound knowledge. We went to both moons, created communication networks, planes, science missions, a space station, and then ended the game by traveling all the way to Duna in the Antari ship.
Hello and welcome to a Twitch Plays Long series called Stone to Space. Today we're in Chapter 3, Space Travel. Today we're playing Infraspace. Okay, so on this map, I'm going to pause because this is going to be quite a big change where not practically, we are going to make the game easier. We're lowering the difficulty. Right now I had turned on a setting that makes the trucks go to their destination and then return back to the factory. And the returning back, mixing in with the stuff that's coming in to go to the factories so they can work, it's causing a big issue over here, which has level 6 housing upgrades, level 5, and level 4 all in one area. I tested for a little bit, moving them away, separating them. And honestly, for us to complete in a quick amount of time without having to change many things, it's a lot better to just go into world settings and turn off cars make round trips. So it's not going to immediately delete cars that are making a round trip right now. The AI will still make them come back, but whatever new trucks get produced once I hit play, they will only be designated to going one place and then not coming back. Another thing that's causing issues is our highway here has things coming from this way that are just trying to go into the city. There's very little from this area that's going up here. There is still maybe like 5 cars that go up the road, but a majority of them are just trying to get past here. And over here, we have a lot of things coming in that actually do need to go over here, and they are blocking up this entire area, along with the carbon coming from down here. There's just a lot of issues. On top of this, I now know exactly how many buildings we need throughout the entire city in order to make 6 red science permanent. So there's going to be some changes going on. One of them confused me for a moment, but I can see what I did differently. We're also going to have to redo where all of these buildings are that put on the blue circles. Because of what we are doing, the circles that are currently being actually used are not going to be efficient enough. So, first thing we're going to do is try and copy my highway system that I have here on my phone. And I think I might want to wait until all the traffic is sorted out. So we'll see that traffic goes down, but this is always going to be busy, and it's going to cause issues from over here. This is just coming back. I'm a little confused there. I also need to check to make sure that these are still connected to each other. Because at one point I had changed it in the previous game, in the test one, and I had forgotten to connect them again. Are you peeing or licking your paw? You're doing neither. You're licking the bowl. And now it's playing with the bowl. A bit odd. they may require some new or more water, not new water. Okay. Both bowls were a little low for kittens. Hopefully now I won't get distracted until we have to feed them. Because, except for a few, they all look like they're getting quite tired. So anyway, back over here. This is going to change quite a bit. Now, I do have over here Industrial Robot Factory, and this is making industrial robots for the factories surrounding it. It does go throughout the entire city in a bubble, so it does whatever's close to it. This one factory is 100% not enough to service every building. Like if we go way over here to this copper, it's not getting any industrial robots. So we're going to be adding a few more of those buildings, but that is the only thing that is going to be coming down this highway from this day on, because we have everything leaving. So I need to move some stuff around. And due to the distance I took this photo at, it actually isn't making much sense. Okay, now I can see where things go together. So we are going to have two different highways going north. Let's go from here to here. That's one. Then there's only going to be one coming down. And I needed to do that so that I can see where the power needs to go. This one goes here, but disconnects from different things. So I need to delete this entire junction here. And then we're going to lower it. I also want to level up or upgrade this road to a highway. We are not going to need this anymore. We will be increasing this stuff over here, but we don't need a crossover road because it's only going one direction. There's nobody returning. So this is going to actually not get a lot of traffic. And this can be 2-lane highway. Okay, that should mean that move this closer. And I'm going to move this over here just to make it more of a straight line. This needs to come out. One, I think? Yep, just one. Now we have enough room for all the highways that are going in here. Okay. Next thing is some downgrading. So first thing I'm going to do is just connect this straight across, because we need a placeholder for where the junctions are going to be. Right here is 2-lane, both directions. I'm getting confused with highways going over top of each other. Yes, this is it 2 lanes or is it just one? No, this is going to be a 1 lane going down. This is 2 lanes. Going both directions. So the only thing that should be leaving this entire area down here, going up this direction, is carbon. It may get some green chips going all the way up to these blue chips, but I think for the most part, they're going to go a different direction because they're needed over here. So I think they might all go this way. But for right now, no. Next thing is figuring out where all of this is going to go. Another thing is we don't need this anymore. We also are going to not do this chemical system that we have here because we're going to need the room. We are going to end up placing in more chemicals than we currently have. So what we have placed there is not going to be needed. Concrete and steel is going to stay the way that they are with that system going on because I want them to not cross over to a different storage. Other than that, I think that's the only thing I need to delete. Did I delete this one? I did not, which I find strange. I'll leave it there. We'll try and stay focused on this highway. So, next thing is following it down. Having a little bit of confusion over where it is going. So one is coming from this way. Then it's splitting off into two different directions. I'm pretty sure this one here is the one that's going this way and up and then going in. This one continues going into there. Then we have the carbon going up and into there. Ignore where everything is for right now. We have the single road coming down. And then I'm guessing what's confusing me is a double lane coming off of here. One lane is the beginning of this road. The other one goes into this. Move that up, and then this one just comes down here and then goes straight into this road, which is then the road that goes straight down. There's not going to be a lot of traffic that comes down this, because again, it's just the industrial robots. Some traffic does cross over, but it's very little. It's pretty much just sand getting over to this area. There is going to be a little bit of chemicals, because we're going to end up using all of these. And then needing maybe one or two things over here added onto this. So this here can go up to being one lane. We are going to be doing lane math and making sure that there is the correct amount of lanes. We're also going to delete all of this mess, because this is also going to change. And we're not going to focus on this area right now. We're just going to be focusing on this whole entire junction, which pretty much is set up the right way. I just need to figure out how far this specific road goes so that I can see where everything needs to bend. So we currently have two buildings. I'm going to tell you right now, we're going to have more than double that amount. So these are 4 wide. That's one more. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4 is the confirmed end of the buildings I currently have, but I think I added in enough room to place in an additional 2. So right now in the picture I have an odd amount of factories. There's 4 here and then a 5th one up here. And I have space for 2 more to go in. And then we have one of these guys over here. And going off of the image, something is not working out here. This definitely goes here where it is. But it looks like I miscounted in the picture, so for right now, we'll just do that. A little nub there. I'm gonna put a teeny little road here. And this is all I need to set up where the junctions go, because that is now a placeholder for the things that aren't placed in here. Which is going to be the AI stuff. So, going off of where the nodes are, it looks like the first bend node is at the end of that building. And then the buildings that are going into this space are pretty large. That's where it should be. Placing the road for the next piece. Next building is a 3x3 building. So this road goes to here, and it appears to be here. And then it looks like this goes here. This is going to be 3 lanes, can I tell right now, because there's 3 different things coming in here. It's going to be 3 lanes going down. But again, we're going to change that later after I fix this whole mess. So over here, we need to combine these. Let's do it one step at a time, make it look ugly, and then fix it later. Just like the rest of this. I also want to delete this just to make it look a little bit neater. This can probably be that kind of road. And going off of appearances, we have these junctions almost where they need to be. This looks like it's right here. And then I prefer to keep this junction being the branch off 2 blocks away. That looks like the same bend. It also, I think, needs to be raised up at that point. And then the rest of these are also going to be raised up. We might not need this node specifically. Wait, no, this is not raised up. This goes underneath this road. So we do need this, but I'm going to bring it to being a more of a sharper bend there. And we're going to delete this, place it back in. So I wanted to connect directly into there. This whole junction needs to be raised up though. And you, right here, that looks decent enough. What does that look like there? No. Definitely think it looks better there. Over here we have a little bit of a jungled mess. And the first portion needs this deleted. Because this junction appears to be right here. This needs to come on this side. And then, is that raised up? It is not. Let's raise that up. Then we have the start for this road here. The U needs to be curved a little bit more out. You need to be straight. Let's lock that. This one also straight, please. I'm gonna rotate you a little bit. This may need another node. I think it would definitely look better with one more node. We go up here and then go straight into that. Then we can make this straight, rotate it a little bit, and bring this back being straight there. Move it around a little bit. Visually, that looks a little bit better. This I kind of want not as curved as it is, but I think we don't have a choice. Because we now have to move this one. So for some reason that is saying it has an error. I guess it's because of this. And I need to raise that. So first thing I'm going to do is fix this. Make that locked in place. I want this also locked in place and rotate it a little bit. Then this out a tiny bit and that fixes both of them. Let's round both of these edges. And then I just need to move this a little bit so that it's out of electricity there. Honestly, that doesn't look too bad. Okay, let's check our lanes. You don't go that way. This needs this road. And then we get rid of that. This goes this way. This is going to stay 6 lanes. Just because we need the 3 going out. But it's not really going to get much traffic going in this direction. It'll have a little bit, not a lot. Over here, no left turn. This needs to go in all directions, and they're not really going to turn right, but we'll leave it there. You, no turning left. Up here, they split correctly. Over here, they split correctly, and then again, right here, they all merge into one because we haven't changed the amount of lanes. And I just have this going straight in, but I really don't like the incline there. Can I raise that up and it looks a little better? Welcome in, Raiders. Hello, Slicky and Queen Calero. Since there's only 2 people, and I know you guys know me already, we're not going to get into the, hello, my name is Coded stuff. So welcome in. I really like the new raid command, or raid message. How was your stream? What did you guys do? This needs to be 2 lanes. This needs to be 3 now. And then just making sure they all go into the right spot. So that's this whole junction set up correctly. You played Little Inferno. I do not know that game. Alright, let's move on to the next junction. And this one... And being 6, didn't want to think hard. Be lurking for a bit while you wake up. Have fun, Queen Calero. I see I do keep the highway going up here. But things change. Oh, since we're not having them return to where the trucks came from, why is there another raid? Slicky, it says you're raiding twice for some reason. I've never seen that before. These are going to be moved over here since they are not going to be causing much traffic anymore. So I had moved this out along with this one. This comes over here. This now can be 3 lanes going in only. What happened? I have no idea. Like Queen says, Twitch probably just needs to wake up as well. Now I have a secondary highway going into the city, which ends up being this road here. Oh, I see why. Okay, hold on. I was a little confused. I'm not confused anymore. Why? Actually, I am a little bit. Let's look at our ship stuff. So right now we're working on home robots and the VR edutainment. We're going to be working on engine next, I believe. Because that only needs the AI components. The AI components are needed for red science. So that's a thing they use before red science. This is something that red science has to unlock. So that is definitely not the next thing afterwards. And that is the thing that gets unlocked after this. So in the order that we're going to be doing it, it should be in the correct order on the screen in the to-do list. We're doing the communication array FTL engine, then we're going all the way to the bottom and working our way from the bottom up. We're going telescope. Actually, we're not going bottom up. Telescope, fuel cells, orbital scanners. I also want to point out, look at how well the ship looks. There's only a few things that look rusted in a way. Obviously, the thing that's highlighted is the thing that we're currently working on. Or, no, it isn't. That's what we're currently working on. So if I unselect that, we have to fix these. We have to fix this. This is the engine here. And I don't know what counts as telescope. Oh, telescope's on the bottom, underneath. So we don't have many things to fix before we start playing, oxygen not included, but I can tell you right now, this is going to take more than today's stream. So I can guarantee we'll be playing oxygen not included before the kittens leave the house. Or we could keep playing it off and have a separation just to mess with Willow, who is currently live, playing oxygen not included. For those that may not know, who haven't been here in a while, there is a running joke between me, Willow, Wellbred, and Regis that we are not playing oxygen not included on this stream for an indefinite amount of time. It started out being just October. Then we kept playing KSP, so we kept pushing it back. So I just kept saying like October. Then Wellbred said October of 2026. And Willow is not in any way rushing me to get into oxygen not included, but I still keep the joke going. So if we get the game finished before October 1st, which would be a Wednesday stream, if I'm correct, it is next Wednesday. Actually, that is perfect timing. No, we have a Monday stream before that. Okay. It looks like we might actually start October 1st on Oxygen Included, which is the thing that everyone will be most excited for. Also, Slicky, I only just now noticed that you went to Lark. Have fun with your holiday meal with your family. Anyway, I am hearing a lot of chirping behind me. Looks like Mama is in need of feeding some kittens. So, before I forget and get distracted again, we're going to move stuff around here before we start working on the highway more, because the highway is going to affect this road as well. I need to move this to here. We're going to get rid of this road. We are then going to not get rid of that node, but we're going to add in another node. And Slicky rolled a mug, so we'll do that in just a moment. This road doesn't need to connect in, so I think I might just leave it out. Because we really only need this node here. And we can honestly downgrade this highway. If I go into here, we take a look at this. We're gonna... This is gonna be a one direction. It's gonna be one way from here. Though I want 2 lanes. Let's do 2 lanes. And then over here, this is something that I did not do in the other save. They're set up to going to the correct destination. So if we are transferring something to the distribution center to get it quicker into this building, they're going to turn right. For the other items, because we can only set 1 going in here at the moment, they're going to turn left and still fill in. Like how we have everything set up. All right, let's switch this over so I don't have to do it later. This is going to be VR edutainment. This is also going to be VR edutainment. Then we need to reconnect them. We are making them for the city, which is going to have issues because we're not taking them in here. That is also raised up. Why is this above? Okay, so this here is going to be one direction going both ways. It then has a junction here because we're moving our food over to here. And I see 5 buildings. I also see 5 buildings there. So we only need to go to right there. We also need water pipes. And as soon as I move this food over and get everything cleaned up, that's when I'm going to go get the mug. Want you on that road. Okay, so now I should be able to look at this and make sure that they don't turn left, and this only goes into both of those lanes. I have noticed that the AI is pretty stupid, and we've seen this in previous streams, but if we have a 3-lane road here, and we want them to get on down here in the correct lane, and then break off up here, they may still get on whatever lane they want to be in, and then wait until the last moment to switch over. So we have them splitting into 2 lanes here. They may continue to just specifically use 1 lane, and then down here getting each other's way by switching lanes to go into either one. It's going to be an issue later on. Before I forget, let's get the mug. Slicky says number 17, so I have to find out which one is number 17. They are to the right. Mama also got up thinking that she's getting food, but she's not. Move. Get away. Not getting food. Did you say 14 or 17? 17. Number 17 is a mug that a friend of mine that was a bug and I smushed it. So Slicky, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna use this until I clean it. So we're gonna switch to the next mug. But the mug that you rolled for was a mug that a friend of mine who's a coworker went on a cruise, and in one of the South America countries, I forget which one. I think it was Morocco, but it could be a different one. She got this mug. It's glazed on the inside, but not on the outside. The white is not glazed. The colors are. Or is it? Hold on. Because that's regular clay. That's the ring. That's not glazed. So there is a paint, but it's not a glaze like the color is. Like the color is very smooth. Looks like it was hand painted white, maybe? But anyway. We're gonna switch it. There's a horsey in chat. That is a seahorse from Generation 1, so let's see if I have it. I'm pretty sure I've seen it multiple times. As I expected, I have it already. So this is going to get cleaned later on. I don't... It looked like a piece of catnip, because they look like a little thing of, like, wheat. And when I moved it, it squished. So, instead, we have a camper mug. This is number 18. There's just a bunch of campers on it, because I used to live in my camper trailer for 2 years before moving into this place. It was a fun time. So, let's get this all set up. I will pour in as much water as I can out of this into the mug. I think there's enough room for the whole thing. There is! It didn't even fill up the mug all the way. Okay, so this for right now is going to go over here with the actual water pitcher, which is blocking chat a little bit in that area. So instead, I have nowhere else to put it. That's not going to block a chat. So, you already did the redeem, but cheers. And I need to wake up my phone again. Okay. So, right here at this highway, we're gonna have to change this road. That's not gonna be there anymore. Coming up this way, I think I have it as being one direction going in instead of coming out. So the first thing I'm gonna do is flip that around. And then these are gonna be 2 lanes, because we're also going to have to add more housing to this area. And I'm gonna wait until we put in the buildings before we change that. So this here is 3 lanes coming all the way up, right? No, it's 2 lanes. Why does that not feel right? But it is. The only 2 things that are coming from down here are home appliances and the food, which is out of order in the order that we have them here. So we have survival food, which made right here. Then we have home appliances here. Why are good meals up here then? Are they all like this, or did they switch? Okay, so this order is not the order that we upgrade everything with. Have fun in the ads for those who are not subscribed. We're going to continue building this up. Right after survival food is home appliances and then computers. It's computer and park together. Then it's good meal and home robot. So in terms of stuff coming from here, we really do only have 2 things, so we actually don't need this to be 3 lanes. We do because of that food, never mind. So right here continues to be 2 lanes. You need to be flipped. Right here is the 3 lanes. Then we move this out 1 and turn this into 3 lanes going 1 way, which are going in the correct way. And then from right here, I'm pretty sure we don't need 3 lanes. But we do have 3 things being made over here. Two things come from this direction. We won't need this anymore just due to us turning off return traffic. This is going to be downgraded at some point. So yeah, we do have 3 things leaving here. This should probably be a 3-lane highway. So let's move these nodes a little bit. I want the bridge a little bit in. And then this also to match that side. Let's take this off to here and then all the way across. I want you to be locked, but then rounded, rounded. Makes it a little wavy, but it should mean that they don't slow down as much. Then there's things coming across. Are there things that would return to that direction? I think later on there is, because we're going to have AI stuff over here which is needed for red signs, so it probably would come across. Welcome back, everyone. We did not do too much stuff while you guys were in ads, so you didn't really miss anything. I have the wrong thing being a bridge. You're gonna go to here. You're also gonna move up too. Whoops. Okay, we'll just delete this and then move that. Okay, from right here we have the 1 lane going down, and we really don't have a reason to not have this as a highway. That building's going to be moved. And then this can come straight across. This brings down the industrial robots. So that highway is all the way completed. This will now come here, here, there. And then we'll make this rounded to match the other side. This looks a little bit better than how I made the highway in the picture. I think I have things closer together than I did before. Which actually, if I move all this back just 1 extra node, it might make things look a little bit better. But first, I'm going to make these all pointed turns. You should be straight all the time. And then over here, just want you out a little bit. Why are you not working like this side? That, I think, is odd. Is that the same now? It's more or less the same. So, right here, we are going to have this go up, in the same lane that that one goes in. And then over here, they're going to have the option of going across, but it's mostly just go straight over this way. Alright, now I want to click on this and see what it does. That actually doesn't round it at all. So we already rounded them. Okay. And then over here, we are now going to allow them to go straight. And I think I downgraded this whole system. previously. So let's downgrade it now, because there's probably not going to be a lot of traffic. I don't think we need 6 lanes in this area anymore. Same one right there. Now we get to mess with this area. I think for the most part, this middle section is going to be 4 lanes. Because we'll have home robots, we'll have the VR edutainment coming down this way. I need to check to make sure that these are going straight. And I'll make that go in as well. Over here should be fine. Nope. Nothing is actually going to be coming out of... No, there are things going to come out. I believe. Not to go back, though. And then right here, we want this to go straight. I'm going to leave the option to turn right. You should be this way, though. Everything else should be fine. Yes. So way down here, we should have VR edutainment going on the top, home robots on the bottom, go straight across through here, shouldn't be merging at all. Then right here, home robots still on the bottom, VR edutainment in the middle, and then computers up top. They all have the option of turning right. Some are forced. The home robots are not forced. They have the option of going straight or out. But that should be everything we needed just to make the highways work again. So at this point, should be able to unpause and everything just works. We have not enough power in network 2. That means somewhere power got disconnected. Ah, I see. You need to go one more, and then they should be able to connect in. No. Okay, can I move you 2 before you disconnect? No, I cannot. I can go like that, connect these back in, and then I connect that in. Alright, we have enough homes for the amount of jobs we have. We don't have enough people for the jobs. So they're still moving in. We're going to have a lot of downgrades as everything resets. Just remember that all this stuff is coming up. It looks like we are getting green chips coming up with the carbon, so they are choosing this way when they're leaving the area. And then this should just be home appliances and food. That should be computers. Let me take a look at it. It is. And then right here, the food merges in with the other stuff. For some reason, they're merging because of this. I want them to go both directions. Okay, now they're continuing. Now this leads to something else. I think we want to branch off a single road from here to here. And I'm going to... No, not like that. That's not what I wanted. So what they're doing is, instead of turning, they're choosing to come up this way. What are you? Why are you going this way? Home robots. And computers. They're all choosing to go into that lane. What I was trying to do is make a way for these guys to come up here. I can make this a lot simpler than that. Take you off. They'll go somewhere, they'll turn around and come back. They'll be fine. This over here, I don't think we need that. We could very well just go like this. And then they still have the ability to get over. Alright. Home robots should be going in there because we're doing the VR edutainment right now. Did that just say it's not connected? It is connected. All right. What should we progress first before doing the other stuff? Probably the homes should be upgraded or added to. So we're gonna add some homes. We're gonna be doing 4 lanes everywhere. Right here is 1 road. Do the same thing over on this side. Then we have 1 more going out to here. And at this point, we need to change the lanes, I think. Yes, we do, because I kept going with the highway road going up. Right here is that. And then I'll keep the rest of it just in case we need it that way. You should be rotated, though. And then let's check all of these. You guys should be able to go straight as well. You're only turning right if you have to. Right here, they should be able to turn right and go straight. Same thing right here. And at this point, they go wherever. Now we need to do all the pipes. So first one is water, since that's at the bottom. I'm just going to do straight across portion. Not worry about it going into a building that doesn't require it. The kittens are starting to wake up and play again. Okay, that should be it before placing in the homes, which are fundamentals. Now, surprisingly, 5 of these guys are enough to do all this as well. And I'm having a little bit of power issues. Why is that? Are they just 1 tap away? They are. Alright, can I make this look a little bit more cleaner? Probably. That just disconnected you. I am gonna delete this and this. See if I can go from here to here. I can't. Can I go delete that? Here to here? I can do that. This then can go straight across. And up to here. Places 1 in a weird place, so I'm going to place it there and then go in. That should make the power look a little bit more clean. And just for simplicity, make that go straight. Okay, all this is going to upgrade at some point. We do have enough buildings everywhere that they should fully upgrade. I'm going to now go around and place these in where they should be. So this one goes up there. Delete this road. This one here is going to go and be on this. Going to delete that road. We do need to extend this road. Now we are going to, at some point, run into a lot of power problems. So what I'm going to do is bring this all the way down, because we are actually going to go nuclear. And before we do that, I need to add in at least 2 more of these. Now we have the ability to place in nuclear power. So they can fit here and here. Don't know how that works. You are now not connected to a road because this is a bridge for some reason. It's very unnoticeable. Now you still say you don't have a road. Let's try moving you and putting you back. Still don't have a road. Okay, hold on. Don't come in here yet. What if I put the road in after the building? I go to there and then down. Now it works. Okay, this is going to call chemicals. Up here we don't have to change anything. Down here we do have to change some stuff. We're going to be adding in 5 more of these core reaction facilities. 3, 4, 5. Let's move these over and make them look a little bit better. And then below this one, I have another one of these. And then we move over here. So this one I didn't move at all, but I did move a few that are over here. This one at first is going to be moved there. This is there. This up to there. We're gonna need a couple more of these factory buildings. Let's put 2 there. This is then going to call in a lot more chemicals. So what I'm going to do is change how these look. First thing I need to do is not delete this, but move it over 1 extra block. We're going to delete that one, and we're going to put in a bi-directional road. This then needs to be upgraded. This also needs to be upgraded. And we're going to delete this connection. We can then unpause if we want to, but what I actually want to do is put in all the chemical buildings that we're going to need first. So in here, we're going to place in as many as we can, and then later on we'll worry about if we have too many. This should be able to go from this building all the way over to here. And then I have the next road going from this point as far up as I need it to. Then over. Now you would think we'd be able to put in a chemical building on this side, but we can't. Even though we have that one plant. I think that's weird. But it's just a node thing. Over here, they're going to be pushed in 1 square. Because I can't go here and I can't go here. Oh, I can. I just can't go here. So either way, going to be the same amount. Let's just do it this way, which is the same as in the picture. Okay, so that should be everything for in this area. Didn't do anything to these. Didn't do anything to the water. What we did do is stuff to science. We're gonna have over 1,000 people just doing science through the 3 different colors, because we are going to do 6 red science per minute, which is 1 per 10 seconds. And what I'm going to do first is everything that the science requires, and then we'll put in all the science buildings so it has everything ready. So let's take a side step and go over the highway, work on this area. Now, first thing I have is this over here, which is going to be faced up that way, and then this road's going to have to come over because this is a highway. Then I have 1 over here. I have 2 over here, and I still have 2. But you know what, let's just move these around just so it looks a little bit better. We're not going to need that road, and if anything, I don't think we need this power here. We do not. This building here is just so it looks better, going to come down to here. Why do I have this one? Hold on a second. Probably for the nanocarbon. Probably for these 3 buildings here. If we look over here, I have this. move to there. We then have a total of 8 home robots. Probably have this unpaused at this point. If we go here, everything up here is correct. We just need 1, 2, 3, 4 more. And then I can delete this entire road. I then have 3 industrial robots. Let's not make you get a boost, because you didn't before. Industrial robots is tier 2. So these industrial robots are going to do a decent amount of coverage, but not 100% everywhere. These stay there. You do not. You disappear. You do stay here, but I need you to be moved over 1. And now, who is covered, who is not? They're all covered, so that's why this got moved down, so it could cover these. I can't see anything past nanotubes. What I can see is the amount of food stuff that we're going to have to upgrade. So let's go in here. We're going to have some stem cell stuff. We're going to add in 3 more buildings. We're going to need that amount later on. And should probably also do the food related stuff. So I can see I have 5 of these buildings. So if I go into food and we grab 2 more, that now tells me how far out all of these buildings have to go. Sensors are going to be moved. Where do they get moved to? They get moved to across the street. And I'm just taking a look at where these buildings go. So this one is going to be put across the highway, along with its road. I have it here. Why did that just get rotated? That was weird. Anyway, sensors. They are gonna go on the other side of the road. You here, and you somewhere in the middle. 6 you. And now we move these all across the road. We do need to add more. So that top part of the road is all full. The bottom road is going to be full plus 1, so we need to add 1 more to it. Sensors are also tier 2. And that's probably why I have this road sticking out a little bit further. Okay. Now this connects right into that. And I can place in all of the other buildings that we need, which should all be tier 2. How many of these blue chips or blue squares do I have? I have an odd number of 9. That's 6. We need 3 more. And then we also need to extend the nano carbon out that same amount. Let's go to there. I am feeling somebody playing with my chair. It's 2 kittens playing with my chair. So, let's grab these. Place in the remaining 4 that we need there. And then that top area should be correct. We just need to work our way downwards. So over here, we're going to have tier 2 blue chips. There is a Mankey in chat. Now I've seen that 100%, but that is a Gen 1 monkey. I think I've caught Mankey. I have. I remember either hearing me in a YouTube video catch it. Which, by the way, the YouTube command and automated response is behind on how many videos. I haven't updated anything on Firebot in a while. So they're all there. We then put in 6 AI factories, but I'm gonna wait. and we're going to fix this stuff. So I need to look at our pipes first, make sure that we have the pipes going to everything. Over here, we are going to have to extend the pipes 100%. Because I have a total of 7 buildings. They are 4 blocks wide. So this at least needs to go to 1 more and then out here. This also requires oxygen. And I'm going to add on to this instead of just continuing. That's 1. That's the end of the road. You need to be extended just 1 more square. And then let's get the rest of the food. So, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 there. On this side, we need the same amount. And then down here, we need to double up and add 1. Not enough power on network 1. That should not be true, but that's because we did not bring water over to our nuclear plant. So let's grab water from right here, all the way across and down to here. That should now immediately turn these on, and then we're fine with power. Except when they're not connected into the grid. Now they are. So now we're always going to have enough power. We have traffic issues right now, but that's just everything getting started. Over here we have survival food. That's not what I want to cook on. Looks like we're still making enough home appliances for the moment. We are going to be adding to this. Actually, we could do that now, because I know it's only 2 more buildings. This goes underneath. We're going to be adding more motors and more plastic at some point. Now, over here. We do need to add more buildings. More of these guys. So this one looks like it goes here. This one is where it needs to be. I think I moved it over just 2 more squares, but I might actually need it for just concrete. Never mind. I was gonna say, but it might not be needed over there. Over here, we're just going to put in a teeny road. That should be enough. Can I move this over 1? I can. Okay. We're getting there. Over here, we're gonna put in a lot of sand. So let's bring that all the way out. Let's move these nodes a little bit. On the top, I have a total of 7, and on the bottom, I have a total of 6. That's small mines. So, well, I want to go there. Oh, because of power. Move you to there. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. This can then be deleted. Chemicals on the right. There's 4 buildings. We need to add an additional 2. The only way to put them, since we can't put them down here, is up here. And they are staggered off by 1. That's as many chemicals as we're going to need. We are still getting people moving in. We still have enough homes for the jobs that we have. And our homes are going to be upgrading. As we go, this should be going up to a very large number. We can just continue going without paying attention to it. Now, we go down here to our concrete. I definitely did move this building here. So over here. It looks like I didn't add any more sulfur, but what I did do is move all the carbon. So we are going to do something a little bit different than what I did in the last one. Nah, let's just do the same thing. I grabbed a road off of the iron. So this is going to have to be fully upgraded to 2 lanes. This, on the other hand, going to come across up to here and then out. And this is where our carbon is going to be put in a moment. We just finished what I think is the second attraction. No, that's the first one. We still have one more attraction to unlock in Yellow Science, and then Yellow Science should be finished. Yes. We're not going to start the Red Science right away because we need Red Science for one of our upgrades. By the way, that's finished. Let's take a look at the next thing. What is next on the list? FTL Engine, which does not require Red Science yet, but it does require the AI control units. So I'm going to put that in for now. Why are you not connected to a road? That is weird. I didn't even move that one. I don't know what happened there. But anyway, down here we're going to add in the AI units, which I have a total of 6. That's not on the right road, but oh well. You are not in the right spot. What happened here? Oh, I moved all the food over one tile. Okay. Then you can fit here, and you can be rotated around. That should have everything that it needs. Yeah, we already upgraded sensors and the blue cubes. I just need to add methane down here, so let's grab off of here. Just bring you down. Alright, that should be fine. How is our traffic doing? It will get better. It's going to be backed up for quite a bit longer. We should be fine. Carbon. What I'm going to do, instead of moving all these, I'm just going to place in what we need and then delete all of them. So up here we have a total of 7 on the top road. 4, 5, 6, 7. That's 6. That's 7. That is the furthest out our carbon is going to need to go. Down on the bottom, we have 8. On the third line, we have the same amount. And then below that, on the very bottom, we have 7 again. That's all the carbon we're going to need. So let's delete all this. Let's move. We want to delete. Because we are going to need this entire area for blue science. There is a lot needed. And luckily, we can build on this side of the road. So you are going to go here. And this entire road needs to be upgraded to 4 lanes. That's rotate. Here's this. And this is going to go up to the end of this road, but this one needs to be extended too. I don't like where these nodes are, so I'm going to spread them out a little bit. Oh, there's an extra node on this road. Okay. We're not going to do blue science right away. We're going to look at the other stuff first. Down here at the bottom, where is our green building? Right there. Okay, that doesn't need to be moved. This one does. Because we need to place in at least 1 more green chip. And 2 more things of steel. At the top of the green, we have this building. Right here, I think. Doesn't have to be exactly where the other one is. But what we are going to do is delete this road because nobody even uses it. I don't know why we had that there. I do need to add more to iron, I think. Yes, I do. I need to add 1 more iron mine. Because I have a total of 6. This saying it needs iron reminded me of that. But that's not the only thing that requires the iron. Over here, we're going to add in another road. But the best way to figure out where that road's going to be is to do this. Move this node to right there. And we're moving the copper over here. These buildings are 3 long, and I need 4 on the right. So 1, 2, 3, 4. I also have another one of these over here. I don't know if I'm going to need that over here. Let's move these over. 2, 3, 4, and 1. We're going to need 2 more. It's superconductors. That's not what I want. Do you require pipes? You do not. Do you require this over there? You do. That's why this is over here. I could actually place it here instead. Okay, we're getting better. I do have another one of those buildings right here. And I have this road extended all the way, because this is going to be used the most. Motors are required. There are a total of 16 motor factories. And we're going to need to extend a pipe for that, because I know they take propane or oil. And then on the other side, we have this road. This is where all the yellow science is going to go. Or red science, I mean. Red science is a pretty large building. I'm pretty sure they're 3 wide, just like the copper. And I have a total of 12 buildings. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Welcome back, or it says that you're actually going to lurk. So have fun lurking, Slicky. Okay, so this isn't going to be used for a while. Next thing we need to look at is across the road and up here. Don't know why I'm not using this space in the picture. We are going to use that space this time so that we don't have to extend the road. I'm looking at these buildings. I have this one over here. Delete that. This road comes all the way to there. Then I have the same thing up here going into there. I then have this downgraded so that I can move this over to here. And now we just need to put in 2 more of these buildings, because I have both sides being mirrored with 3 on the top, 2 on the bottom. So we can just put in 2 more, and then everything's fine. That is plastic, which is in tier 1. And then above that is all the green science in the world. If you thought blue science, which hasn't been upgraded, hold on, we didn't place in all the blue science. I skipped that step. That's a total of 6 currently. 3, 6, 9, 11. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do these take anything by pipe? They do take oil. Let's put that all in. And then wait, there's more. Because we need to line this entire side of this road with blue science. And then 3 more. That's all the blue science we're going to need. There's a Luxio in chat if anyone wants a lion cub, I guess would be the best way to describe it. Now you're saying you need oil. I think that just means we're not making enough oil. Which I do remember adding in a ton of oil over here. So let's continue this road in portions. Because I don't think my picture took a picture up that high. It did not. But what it does show is that I need a road going down this way. So, I have an additional 2 oil mines down here. I can get it on the road. I don't know why it's doing... Why it won't let me place it there. Now you will. That was weird. That must have been a placeholder from before. We're not going to need more oil than what we currently have right there on this road. But I'm going to leave room for improvement later. If I made a second road, that means we used every available space on this upper road. You're still allowing me, but right there you're not. So I need to extend and lower this, which doesn't seem to be working. So since we have the buildings in, I can delete that and add it back in. It should be at their level. It still isn't. Why is it automatically making a bridge? That is weird. What if I go there and then an additional 2? Okay, this might be working better. Didn't work for that building. And it made this a bridge. We're just going to ignore this area. And hope that this is enough for later on. We can't add any more up here. That's the end of it. Let's go back over to green science now. Now, down here, we have up to this building plus an additional 4 on the right. And then we have this line all the way up to there. Not enough power. We're going to have that issue for a while because we did not add in the amount of uranium that we need. That should be all the uranium we need. No, it looks like we need more. I know I added in 3. I don't know if I added in 4. We also have a population issue. How are our homes doing? They don't have parks. I must have added in parks down here somewhere. Parks are in public services, not schools. One there and one here. Okay. That's 3 by 3. Here and here. Now they should all say that they're starting to level up. And that'll help us catch up to this. Okay, over here, up top, we have even more green science, which is not offset by 1. But it goes all the way down to there, and then above this, we have just 4 more. And now we've almost done the entire loop back over. So now when we look at here, this needs to come down here so that it also covers the red signs later. We also need 1 more of these buildings over here. I forgot to add in. Just do that. Now, we are still researching with yellow signs. So I can leave this building working for a moment. I do need it to be on the opposite side, however, because we need this entire area for yellow signs. And all we're going to be doing is adding in an additional road up here. Next thing I need to work out is moving the power. So that needs to go here. And then we line these roads all up with yellow signs. And that should mean that we have 24 yellow signs being made. But once they're all connected in, and they also need propane or methane. Do I just move this up one? I think I'm just going to move that up one. And I don't like how this looks, so I'm going to move it out one there. Okay, so now it should update saying that it has everything once I don't have the game paused. We also need the amount of people for it. Okay, so while we are here, I need to add in one more copper mine. We already know that sulfur doesn't get added anything to it, because in the picture it has 3. We already did the sand. We did all the chemicals that I need, and we did all the uranium. I don't think I did that I needed any more from up here, because we kind of already have enough for everything that needs it. I think at this point we're just waiting for trucks to get out, which you're saying you're waiting on carbon, which I think is just down to us not having enough people right now. And what is all of this? This is chemicals, which can come down here, that's okay. But all these are trying to get over to here, which are waiting on green science stuff. We are going to need to add to aluminum, but because I don't know how much we need currently, I don't know how much aluminum I have to add. Let's look at this for a moment. They can go straight. I don't know why they're waiting here. You should be able to keep going. I don't know why it's waiting there. I guess this sand isn't completely out of the lane. Wow. Didn't think it would be that picky. Alright, this will work its way out. Let's put us on the fastest speed. And then we should fly through this once all the rest of the yellow signs get caught up. We are getting close to having enough people. We're just shy of having enough people for the amount of jobs that we need. That's the wrong cup. We're also going to have a kitten break in a moment. I think what I'm going to do is wait for the ads to start in exactly 9 minutes. Or in 10 minutes. I forget if the ad timer goes to starting soon after a timer ends out. But in about 9 minutes, we'll be going into an ad break, which is when I'm going to start feeding or getting the food ready for the kittens. And then when everyone comes back from the ads, you should be able to see the kittens. I shouldn't have to worry about this road too much, because at some point it's just going to have a little bit of traffic. Yeah, what I could do to help speed this up a little bit is add in 2 lanes, but it's only a little bit of chemicals going to the right, and a lot of everything else is going to the left. And here is all the carbon slowly making its way. It looks like it's prioritizing the blue science first and then getting over to wherever else it needs to be. This area is getting a little bit better. Once the motors are empty, this is just going to be occasional cars, just like this is occasional plastic. It's just everything waiting to get into green science. Why are you guys waiting so long? I think there was a road somewhere that I put a red light so that they get a chance to go to both spots. I don't know if it was this one, but I think it would make sense to put in a light. And I think, if I remember correctly, I made it 5 seconds light. Yes, I know we don't have enough workers. Our homes are now downgrading. I think just to help with traffic, we're going to downgrade this to 2 lanes. Because they should now merge into the right spots. They are not. There we go. And then you go that way, you go this way. Yeah, I am definitely going to add in a light here. Whatever way that it is. Just 5 seconds. It should be the amount of time that they wait here for another car to turn, but it should be blocking other cars from cutting them off, so they don't have to do like 2 cars and stop, regardless of who's waiting. And what that should do is get this highway completed, or emptied out. We did get most of this done. I mean, there still is food that's leaving here. Food and organic waste. Which is probably what the city is downgrading from not having. There's our automated messages. We also have sand coming out of here. So yeah, the announcement for YouTube is quite a far bit off. I'm actually editing right now the last episode of City Skylines before we go into our last side story. So YouTube is getting caught up to the end of chapter 2. When I have chapter 2 completed, we're going to have a recap video that I'm going to show off on stream. Right now, that recap video is quite long, but it's going to be every single thing that we've done all the way through chapter 2. And I'm trying my best to catch up to where we are, but we're still a few months off. I think the episode that I'm currently doing right now is the first episode we did in June. So we are currently 2 months off, almost 3 months. Okay, with that light, it looks like all the sand has gotten in here. So now the blue sign should be moving around faster, which means the carbon can move faster. And that should all lead up to coming up here. Now, it does seem like we need aluminum. You don't have power. I think all I did for this, since it's only one building, is just bring one power line over. I'm going to add just one aluminum mine over here. Oh wait, no, I remember now. I added quite a few aluminum mines. Because I remember having to move this. I am definitely going to wait till we have the people for it. You're waiting on food. Why? How many of these only have 1 person? Not many. Only 2 of those buildings have 1 person in it, which means they're working at a lower efficiency. These should be working at 100%. I don't know why they're at 77%. Seems weird. No, I don't know about that one. So we finished off the rockets. Let's turn this on to adamantine. Let's look at the next rocket thing, which is... We just did engine. We're now going on to telescope. There is also a Geodude in chat. I think we've seen it before. Don't know if I've caught it before. We did see it. I did not catch it. So let's see if I catch it. Okay, so this is going to start using our red science right away. And then we need to unlock adamantine. If we go back... That's going to mean we need to find a different icon for this to want. What is this? Probably traffic. I think for the moment, since this is the last icon that we're ever going to ship out to the ship, we will make this the new default since we're going to use adamantine. Okay. We should not put in the red signs right now, because it's going to cause a lot more traffic than what we currently have, and we want to fix this up. And I think it's all down to us just waiting on people. Is this number going up? It's still going down. If we stay here for a moment, we just got a lot of upgrades, so that should have just jumped up. And I now don't need my phone open to the picture, because the only things we're doing are adding 12 total red signs and however many aluminum we need. Why do you look like you're not powered? You are, you're just not moving. The not moving is what concerns me. But you are covered. Everything is also red, because we are not making enough power. I am going to add in a bunch of these windmills, and it's easiest to just go like this, and then delete everything we don't need. I don't remember how far I needed to go. Because I remember later on, I never had an issue with power. So it looks like I'm going to have to do maybe 2 more lines? Because they don't do too much power. Why is this off by 1? You. Oh, I deleted 1 too many. Move these over just so it all looks the same. Alright, next thing I think I'm going to do is place a line on this side. Welcome back, Slicky. I am a little concerned on why you said you are wet. How are the geese, by the way? I haven't seen you in a while, and this did not spread them out the right way, so... We're going to delete all that, even though we probably could have kept some of them. And instead, I'm going to place them in one at a time. It seemed easier to delete and just place in new ones than it is to put them back or move them. Oh, you said you were going to get yourself wet for the holiday? I didn't remember you saying that. But we are now... Oh, we need oxygen up here. No, we just need more oxygen. We are going to take a quick break. I think before I start doing the kit and stuff, we're going to take a quick field trip to the editing one so I can look at oxygen, water, well, this whole area. Cheers, by the way. And aluminum. Alright, so we have that saved. Let's take a look at editing. Get my camera ready. By the time that we're done with this, we should be back from the ad and doing kitten food. Okay, so this should look identical. I see we have 4 uranium mines, so we're going to need to add in a 4th one. And then what I'm going to do, let's just take a picture of this. And then way over here at the aluminum. And as you can see, although I don't currently have enough people, we should have enough homes later on. Because these downgraded due to just issues with traffic that I fixed before we went live. Let's go back to Shady Acres before everyone comes back from the ads. And then we're going to pause the game immediately so I can go feed the kittens. You guys can still see them, although they are smaller. And what we have is a bunch of icons, because not everything was set up correctly. So if I zoom into the oil here, let's count out how many oil that I have in the picture. Everything from here is correct. Everything from here to the left is right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I do have 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I need at least 2 more. That was just because things didn't work over here. I hear you meowing. So the one kitten that got off was meowing and crying. I really messed up the table earlier. I'm gonna have to try and fix that at some point. Anyway. Water. How many water plants do I have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on both sides. That is 6. We need 8. They are 3 wide. I need 1 more square space. And the water pipes should go that way. They do not. So let's down here. Oxygen, on the other hand, is doubled, and I can count those very quickly. There's a total of 16. So we need 4 more. There is a Staryu that just escaped, and I wish I heard that, because that's one that I probably would have wanted. Alright, that should be it there. Then we come all the way over here, ignoring all the icons. We take a look at our aluminum. That's the next and final picture. I have those 2 mines there. I then rotated the next mine and butted it up to it. 1, 2, 3. Then I rotated this around and have 2 more. Ah, I see what I did. We'll do that there. Road, on the other hand, I misplaced it. The buildings, so we're going to move these down. And this one goes the way that it's facing. That's all the aluminum we need. Let's go over to uranium. Put in a 4th mine. And that's all the uranium we need. So now, we are just waiting for traffic. Because it appears there's a lot of stuff not making it over. Where is the traffic? It's just the blue science area. Which shouldn't be halting things leaving to go into the city. Oxygen, food should be fine though. Computers are waiting on aluminum, which we just upgraded. That makes sense. Okay, so I'm gonna let this run. It looks like some of the kittens are done. Well, almost all of them. There is 1 plate that is completely empty. I don't know when that happened. But let me keep this running, and I will take a look at the plates. Hey, Mama. That's a dirty plate. Go get Mama's. She ate everything off of her plate. That's normal. I'm gonna consider this complete. This one's almost empty, but it has enough. I'm gonna give her some. Are you gonna jump down? There's a kitten that looks like it's scared to get off. This one barely ate anything off of that. That must have been the kitten that jumped down first. I think that one ate some dry food before I got ready to feed them. Alright, Mommy, you get about a can. Definitely less than. Missing one. And they tore the shreds corner of my blanket that has the tag. Let's move this so you guys can see the kittens. That should be good. As you can see, the carpet is right here, and the cat litter is over there. Eventually, they're all going to be in the corner. Okay, I don't know where the sixth kitten went. It must be sleeping somewhere. Probably underneath the bed, because it's one of the gray ones, and it's the one that prefers to be there. What? Where you? I'm still trying to get them used to kisses. Okay, so that's enough of worrying about the kittens for quite a while. All we need to do is get our traffic under control. So we should have had a bunch of aluminum come down the highway into the area that was emptying. And it should be causing more issues. Over here, we have a lot of stuff going into red, or into yellow science. How is all this doing? It doesn't look like it's doing too bad. Why are you still having... Did I put the pipe underneath the new oxygens? They're connected, but they're not the way that I would put them. That's fine. Why are you not getting oxygen, though? They should definitely have enough. Oh, wait, no, it's the amount of people we don't have. Okay, we're gonna have to do a few things. I found out that over here, we have these bars. And the bars control how many people are inside each group of things. So if we go down to the bottom and we work our way backwards from level 6 housing stuff, we will end up giving more jobs, more people to jobs that we need for them to upgrade to the correct amount. So we don't need VR edutainment. We don't need holo display. We're gonna need iridium, think. No, we just need uranium. We don't need iridium. What's next after that or before it? Home robot is next. Home robot needs sensors, blue cubes. And then what else are we still waiting on? We're still waiting on food, so we still need to take some jobs away from other buildings. So let's continue to the computers, which take blue chips, and I think that's the only thing that takes blue chips for right now. Because we just turned off those boxes. We probably also don't need sensors. Their sensors are already off, never mind. So if I go to computer, which is here, still not enough. Where are blue chips? Blue chips are right here. I'm gonna put on the headphones again. And then what else? Methane is still not making enough. We didn't add any new plants to it, so we should be making enough. But down here, we are just not. What do we need for these? We don't need this, actually. Hold on a second. Turn both of those off. Alright. None of this is yellow. Methane is, carbon is fluctuating, so this is where the people are going to go first. Once they figure out what they're doing. So we should be focusing on everything leading to tier 3. No, we're going to end up on tier 2. The only other thing I can think of is turning off science, because that takes a bunch of people. So I just go like that. We should have everything covered. We're still going to have the issue with traffic, but they should be not making anything at this point. And that is our raid out timer. So, what I think I'm going to do off stream is not change anything here. Well, actually, I probably should. I will get us up to being able to upgrade our homes. And when we come back, the icons might still be there, but we'll be in a workable area. So, we can actually turn this off. What do industrial chemicals go to? High-tech workshop. Nanotubes. We probably don't need that. Means we don't need this. We don't need that. We don't need this. Still saying we don't have enough food. We definitely don't have enough of that. I can turn this off for now. And what is this saying? We have an issue of. If this number gets too low, or no, the top number gets too low, they won't want to move in. So I think we want computers to stay running, which is blue chips. If we run too low on that stuff, then we won't ever get back to being working. Okay, this should be a good spot to save. I'll get this back up to workable. I won't do any research or anything going to this, so you guys will not see red signs when we come back. We're gonna have to place that in on Wednesday. And then Saturday should get us through this most of the way. So, let's save this as Shady Acres. Let's go into our raid out scene. Thanks for watching. If you'd like to catch me live, I stream on Twitch on Wednesdays and Fridays from 10 AM EST to 12:30 PM EST. and on Sundays from 10 a.m. EST to 2 p.m. EST.